Chapter 9. When he got home, Jake told his mother he was tired, and he asked if he could skip dinner until later. She felt his forehead and ruffled his hair, and asked if he was okay. He nodded and went to his room. He looked up chickenpox on his computer. Simon was right. It didn't just affect little kids. In fact, it was usually worse for kids who got it when they were older. Leave it to Spencer to ruin the race by not coming. He ruined everything. He had Jake's shoes. He lived in Jake's house. He probably had Jake's room. He'd stolen Jake's friend. Jake knew this wasn't true, but he didn't care. He had come in first, and it didn't even count. If Spencer had been there, Jake might still have won. Or he might not have. He'd given every ounce of energy to that run. He didn't think he could run like that again. And now, even if Spencer did come back and Jake beat him, he wouldn't know if it was for real or if being sick had set Spencer back. Who got chickenpox when they were 12, in the middle of cross-country season? It bothered Jake that he had won, and it wasn't good enough. It bothered him that he might not be good enough. It bothered him that people didn't seem to take things seriously. Chickenpox, puns, jokes, snakes, rabbits, Spider-Man. He looked around the room. It bothered him that he had striped curtains, and Spencer Solomon probably had the hockey ones hanging in his old room. It bothered him that he was unbelievably hungry, but his stomach still hurt so much he didn't think he could eat anything. It bothered him that there might not be anything downstairs he actually wanted to eat. He didn't even want to think about spaghetti or anything with peanut butter. It bothered him that all of this bothered him. What was the matter with him? Something had to change. He had some spelling words he needed to look over. He had some magazine articles he wanted to read. He had to figure out how to intensify his training program even more. But he didn't want to. He didn't want to do anything. He was tired. So he just sat on his bed for a long time. After a while, his mother called up the stairs that the phone was for him. He glanced over at the clock on his bedside table. The glowing numbers told him it was already 7:30. He'd been sitting in the dark. He hadn't even noticed.